All right, it's the game's the game. NBA live streaming consciousness. Check out if you have not. Once again, the Knicks, why the Knicks are struggling and why that is a good thing. Check out why I believe Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown can play together but should not be together. Just check out all the content we have coming. We have some new videos that are going to drop this week. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for subscribing. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, last night, the Lakers lost in a tight game versus the Warriors. I wanted to start there because, a lot of people are talking about where do the Lakers go from here. I talked about it on the last podcast on why I thought their season was still salvageable. My man, Michael Work Jr., said that he does not believe it is salvageable, that I'm off my proverbial rocker here. But I think that last night Garner showed you what can happen if the Lakers lock in. I think that the Warriors obviously have been the second best team in the West this year, and they went into their gym, albeit with no Draymond. But the Lakers are missing some players as well, and should have won the game. I think LeBron just had a terrible game, which he often does. Which he does not usually have. This was obviously an outlier for him. So there were some interesting things that happened in that game. They put Westbrook in the dunker spot. He was spraying passes around. He was very efficient. Attacked the basket, gave up shooting jump shots. Um, the talent with Russell Westbrook. I'm not one that subscribes to the fact that he's just this bum and all the talent is gone. I think it's always been fit in finding ways to use him, and that low post nature of having him in the dunker spot, having him try to post up smaller guards and spraying passes from there. I thought it was interesting. Now that the trade deadline is gone and we know that there are not going to be any trades led, maybe they can all focus on the mindset of truly trying to find a way to make this work. There's no escape hatches. So I would say that is something that I found extremely interesting. Um, Another thing that I thought that was very interesting from that game, and just interesting in general, is that the play of this Austin Reeves character. He's been, playing great dividends when he gets extended minutes, and maybe he's someone that they need to lean into more. A.B. Bradley was a personal favorite of mine for a number of years, but it doesn't seem like he has that much in the tank. Hopefully if they can get Gary Harris or a player of that ilk, they can Eric Bledsoe, even though he doesn't really know how to shoot, he would just add a defensive presence to the team. And the defense was what they hung their hat on in the bubble. AD still is not really shooting it too particularly well, but the defense is what they definitely hung their hat on. So that's just interesting to see. Just some news around the league. I saw the Celtics won today. I think they've run 9 in a row. Atlanta, John Collins is going to miss a couple of games. I talked about that on the last one, and you really felt the presence of him being out. Bogdanovich is a streaky scorer at best, and on games where he's playing like he did in this fourth quarter, it's really just Trae Young without John Collins that can score. So, it doesn't look like it's going to be something that's going to keep him out a extended period of time. But just watching it in action, actually watching that game, clarified a lot of things to me. Did not get to see this game, but looked at the box score, and Halliburton stuffed the box score in the Pacers game. 22 points, 16 assists, three turnovers, 6 of 12 from three. Pacers, if you're a Pacers fan, you just got to be over the moon. You have a young player who wants to be there, who is interested in buying in defense, can shoot. Obviously, a hellacious passer. Would love to see what his pairing with Turner is going forward. And with the core of him, Brogdon, and Turner, can you get one of those 6'8" guys who can play make, who can actually pay dividends offensively. And then
You spicy lovers pizza from Pizza
you're
Hut.
cooking with
So good.
gas.
With this spicy marinara sauce and sliced red chilies, it's like a roundhouse kick to the taste buds. Now don't be bashful with the fiery flakes. The new spicy lovers pizza. Get it before it's gone. No one out Pizza Hut. 3 wins.
Okay.
Big time improvement.
I don't know what the hell is going on here. All right. So getting close to All-Star break here in Cleveland. But this week, really interesting to see, all these players from trades, from especially the Sixers trade, getting out and playing, seeing Harden playing with Embiid. I believe they play again on Tuesday. Hopefully he can play in that game. Seeing Seth Curry and Drummond, and whenever Ben Simmons feels like he wants to play basketball, seeing that with KD, that's also going to be interesting as well. I think that the mandates are dropping throughout the league, throughout the country. So I think that it's probably going to be sooner than later that you see Kyrie being able to play home games. So, they'll be at full strength, and it'll be interesting to see where they go. I think they definitely need to get out of the play-in. To win that many games on the road is just going to be hard for a young team. This is championship or bust. And it's going to be tough this year because the East is stacked. It is stacked. Even that play-in game, the scenario you're playing against really hungry teams in Toronto. Brooklyn versus Toronto in the play-in game where Toronto has home court, where Kyrie's not going to be able to play those games because it looked like Toronto's at the point where you can't even have fans in the building. So if that's the conclusion of this, that would be hilarious. But Boston is playing there, close to this play-in scenario. So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. Other news, Zach LaVine to see a specialist for knee. That's not good. Alien left knee. He still hopes to participate in the All-Star game. I don't understand how that makes any sense. And you just need to just chill out. All-Star game in Cleveland does not make or break you. Priorities, young man. I can understand if it was in LA that you was going and flying. Okay, I got to be in LA. I want to be there for the festivities, but Cleveland, you can pass on that. I want to see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or something. I don't know what you want to do in Cleveland. Powell is out indefinitely with a foot fracture. That sucks, but the Clippers weren't going anywhere this year. This is all the plan for next year for me. And the last thing that I saw, last two things I want to talk about, Clay, he got hot. And I was just talking to my friend about this. Clay, Steph is the one with the records, and Steph is the one that transferred a generation, and Steph is the one that a lot of kids would like to be like. But Clay, when he gets hot, I don't think I've ever been more scared of a shooter in my life. When he gets hot, it's just, he was rolling in that fourth quarter versus the Lakers, and you just know money good. As soon as he's pulling, money good. So it's good to see him back after all the time that he's missed, perseverance that he's had. It's good to see Klay Thompson back. It's good to see players hooping. LeBron became the unofficial points king. It's just another notch in his belt. The amount of records that he's going to have by the time he's done just seems ridiculous. It's going to be stupid. So I think that after he's done, and we're 20 years away from it, I think it's going to be just a ridiculous thing that we were having this argument that who was the best player in NBA history. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was KD says Harden doesn't owe an explanation on Nets exit. He doesn't. KD doesn't really owe an explanation on the leaving OKC or leaving the Warriors. I think he should know better than anyone. How can he be mad? He's done it multiple times. What are you mad about? So he doesn't know anyone an explanation. He was ready to go and he left. I think it's a good thing. I think it's good for the league. I think it keeps people interested. Guys staying multiple years does help build dynasty, like the Boston Lakers rivalries, the Bulls didn't really have a rival in the 90s, but keeping that team together in this era would never have happened. Pippen would have been out by now, So I think in that sense, people who grew up in that era, maybe are a little bit turned off, but I like it. I like it. I think it's good for the league. All right, game is the game. And we'll get at you guys tomorrow.
So what's up, man? What's up with you otherwise, The game is a game. Always.